Hello everyone, this is Professor Reimer. This video is for my world history class on Monday, December 7th and Tuesday, December 8th. It's entitled Unit 4, DOL 3, the Monsoon Marketplace. And in this lesson, we will analyze the impact of the monsoon marketplace in spreading ideas and goods across cultures and regions by writing a thesis statement and one body paragraph. Now, that sounds a lot like the last two DOLs. You are correct. In this unit, we are focusing on the impact of these trade routes in the post-classical period in spreading ideas and goods, and we've been working on writing thesis statements and supporting them with body paragraphs. So this is the third time that we are doing that task. Now, before we get to the monsoon marketplace, what are monsoons? You studied them last year as ninth graders. And where can they be found on Earth? So pause the video, answer that now. All right. Hopefully you remember that monsoons are winds that bring strong rain, and they can primarily be found in the Indian Ocean basin. We're going to look today at how these winds helped to stimulate the growth of trade in the Indian Ocean, or what John Green calls the monsoon marketplace. So we are going to turn once again to John Green and his crash course video number 18. I've provided a viewing guide as well in the assignment. So head on over there now. Use the viewing guide to help you take notes. But if you would like to take your own notes on your own piece of paper, that works as well. Pause it now. Go check out John Green's episode. By the way, it's my favorite. All right. So now that you've seen the video and you've made your notes, here's the prompt that you're going to answer using that information from your notes. To what extent did the monsoon marketplace play a role in spreading ideas and goods across cultures and regions? So what I want you to do is go back to your notes now and look for three main ways that the monsoon marketplace spread ideas and goods. Maybe it spread a religion, maybe it spread a certain kind of good, maybe it spread a certain cultural feature, something like that. So go circle, highlight those in your notes right now. You're going to need them to help make your thesis statement. And you found more than three, even better. The more, the better. All right. So now that you've got this information for your thesis statement, you're going to complete your intro paragraph by taking my contextualization statement, choosing your three best points in response to the prompt, and adding that as your thesis statement to the end of your intro paragraph. Now, I want you to write both my contextualization statement and your thesis in the assignment, just to get you in the habit of what what an intro paragraph looks like. It has contextualization and it has the thesis. Remember, in a contextualization, you're providing that background information, that the very basic kind of information you might find at the start of a Wikipedia page, or maybe in the beginning of a chapter, or in an episode you're watching on Netflix. So here's how I did it. The monsoon marketplace was like the Silk Road because it was a network of trade routes that connected people who produced goods with people who were willing to pay for them. Just what is it? It's a network of trade routes. Okay, where is it? These trade routes connected various port cities around the Indian Ocean. Okay, when did it happen? By about 700 CE, there was a recognizable monsoon marketplace, but really took off between 1000 CE and 1200 CE. So contextualization: who, what, where, when. It was bigger, richer, and featured a more diverse list of participants than the Silk Road. Now I'm transitioning, I'm connecting this background information to my argument, and I'm doing a little comparing at the same time. So, however, just like the Silk Road, the monsoon marketplace played a significant role in spreading ideas and goods across cultures and regions by blank, blank, and blank. All right. Now, in your body paragraph, you're going to take one of these main points, main points from your line of reasoning, and then you can support it with evidence in a body paragraph. That body paragraph is going to start with the topic sentence, just like we've been working on all year, and then it's going to provide evidence to support that argument. Now, where's that evidence going to come from? It's going to come from your notes, and it needs to match, right? The evidence needs to match your argument. So let me show you some examples of the last assignment and how some students were successful in meeting the objective and still need some work. So remember, in the last assignment, we looked at the impact of the African gold salt trade in spreading ideas across cultures. So let's scroll down to some examples. Now, beginning with the beginning understandings. The African gold salt trade played a significant role in spreading ideas and goods across cultures and regions by what? By what? Well, by helping many people trade goods for gold or for any other thing that would interest them. That's not an argument. You're just stating a fact. Remember, your thesis statement has to be an argument. It means it has to be defensible. As in other words, someone might have a different opinion than yours. Let's see how number 2. The African gold salt trade connected North Africa with West Africa. Here's my contextualization. This is good. Beginning as early as 500 CE, the Kingdom of Ghana was the first great trading state of West Africa. It and subsequent empires in the region had an abundance of gold, which it and they traded with the Muslim merchants from North Africa in exchange for salt. However, salt and gold were not the only two items exchanged as a result of this trade. By land and sea. See, that's not the points I'm looking for. With the by, I'm looking for some phrases of what kinds of ideas or what kinds of goods got spread, not by land and sea. Again, that's not an argument. It's just stating some facts. Also, let me point out that in a lot of the work that I got, students in their body paragraphs, or even sometimes in their intro paragraphs, they gave me more contextualization statement. They just started giving me more facts. That's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for an argument in response to the prompt, and then facts to support that argument. So I'm glad to see that there's a lot of contextualization work going on, but there's a difference between the contextualization, which is just the stating of some facts to provide background information to a topic, and then the using of facts to support an argument which you make in response to a question. All right, that's the difference between history like Wikipedia and history as in what historians do. All right, so this is what we're working on. All right, back to the examples. Emerging understandings. Remember, these are the passing scores. So there's the contextualization by the African gold salt trade connected North Africa with West Africa. I'm going to skip down to the thesis statement. By connecting to their trade partners. Not quite good enough. Again, it's too vague. Like which trade partners, where, not enough. However, I really liked this student's body paragraph. The African gold salt trade played a major role in the conversion of Mali. Conversion of Mali to what? To what? If you would say conversion of Mali to Islam, beautiful topic sentence. And if you had made your thesis statement by spreading religion instead of by connecting to their trade partners, by spreading religion, now you've got yourself an argument, and that argument matches the body paragraph. Let's continue. During the African gold salt trade, the idea of Mali was spread in cities like Timbuktu. I think what the student means is the idea of Islam, because it also played a major role in the spread of Islam. That's the key idea here, that the African gold salt trade helped spread Islam. That was one of the main ways that it spread ideas. The Berbers were easily converts to Islam. Very nice. And Islam was spread along pre-existing trade routes between North and West Africa. I wish you had said a little bit more about who these Berbers were, these nomads of the Sahara. The African gold salt trade was huge impact, the spreading of ideas and cultures within the regions. That's a very nice concluding sentence. So because this body paragraph was so strong, I gave it an emerging understanding. All right, here is a few more. The African gold salt was a significant role in spreading ideas and goods with other people that eventually lead to new culture and religion without Islam. See, here's an example. I wish the student had just used my example. It would have helped make the writing more clear. But the argument is there. How Islam got spread throughout Africa. That is an argument. That's a thesis, just barely, but enough to be emerging. Let's see how the author supports it. Well, first I have to tell you how it even got to be because there was an African wealthy king that had spread across land and grew so much attention that foreigners were going to their homeland telling them about it. So many people came to Africa to trade for gold and other goods, which they did for salt. And eventually, see, I think he's telling the story of Mansa Musa, but that's not really helping him support his argument about how Islam spread. And this next part is there were these Berbers that were Islamic and were spreading religion and even got to the kings, which the kings saw if they adapted, they could become more powerful. Oh, that's such good explanation of evidence. Such good. Meanwhile, in East Africa, Arabs had traveled and deemed these societies with trading, and they had spread their culture with them as with their goods, just like what the African kings did. That is so accurate, right? As you're going to study in this video about the Monsoon marketplace, Arabs were spreading their culture, including their religion, along the East African coast. However, the question was about the African gold salt trade, which is the trade between North Africa and West Africa, not the trade in East Africa. So this evidence is off topic, but there was some good evidence in there about the Berbers, so it got emerging. Let me also say that in your writing, you should write in the third person. Avoid the first person, definitely avoid the second person. And if you're going to use pronouns, which I say don't use pronouns, but if you're going to use pronouns like it, he, she, one might, not you and not I. All right. Last example. The African gold salt trade connected North Africa with West Africa, going down to the thesis statement. By economic, social, and cultural. Oh, so close. It's vague, right? I need some verbs. I need some adjectives, right? It's not quite an argument. But let's check out the body paragraph. The African gold salt trade played a major role in the economy. Oh, that's what the student was wanting to argue. So in the thesis statement, it should have said something like, by increasing economic activity or by spurring economic growth. See, adjective, right? Including with a verb, right? Spurring, increasing. Those kinds of words are going to make your thesis statement argumentative. The writer continues, the gold salt trade had benefited the Ghana economy, made Ghana wealthy. Beautiful evidence. Since Ghana tax goods coming, this is great explanation. Tax goods coming in and out of the empire, it helped the kingdom be protective and also conquer other territories. Salt was more valuable than gold because food required salt. Very nice. And salt production and trade dominated the West African economy. Really, really nice body paragraph. So if you want to be proficient and you want to make it to that B level, you're going to have a thesis that meets all the requirements, right? Line of reasoning, historically defensible, related to the prompt, plus evidence in your body paragraph that supports that that thesis statement. All right, you want to get a B, you need both of those elements, right? Which none of these examples manage to do. All right, I'm out of time. Good luck in today's lesson. Work hard, and I'll see you in the Google Meet.